All right, so now it's time to make an assertion inside the it block, and that'll assure us that the student Jason is saved successfully. Now, of course, you remember that JSON.save here will insert a new record into the database. And like other operations in Mongo, this operation will take some time, right? Because of its asynchronous nature. So that means that it's going to take some time to reach out to MongoDB and change it. So again, we're going to want to construct a mechanism or a method to make it wait to complete the saving process before finishing. Then after that, it'll make the assertion and continue with the next. So in order to do this, we've got to use promises with JSON.save, and that's what you're looking at here on the screen. So since it's going to take some time to save, the save call will return a promise. And then after resolving the promise, we know that JSON will be inside the database. So we add a dot then in order to get the notification that JSON is saved without a problem. Now the question to be answered here is whether JSON has been saved successfully. And again, we'll turn to Mongoose to confirm whether it's saved or not. So this part of Mongoose that we're working with is a built-in property on every model that we'll work with. All right, very cool. So now remember that JSON is a model instance. So every time that we create a new model inside Mocha, it's not saved yet, and Mongoose will place a flag, which is the isNew flag, we'll call it. And as you can see here on the screen, JSON is inside Mocha and it is not saved. So it's not saved in the Mongo database, and because of that, the isNew flag will be equal to true. So as soon as it's saved in Mongo, isNew flag becomes equal to false. So now it's possible to see whether or not it's saved to the database just by using the isNew flag. But in order for us to actually see this isNew flag, we've got to make an assertion. So we write assert JSON.isNew. So if it saves to the database, isNew will be flipped to false. So we change it to JSON not isNew because we want that inside an assertion. That must be true. So he's not new anymore, and he's saved successfully to the database. Also remember that inside the test helper file, the operation here takes some time while clearing the collection of users. And we did that just to be sure that it pauses the execution before everything is done. And we put the done callback. So like that one, we will use the same method here. So after getting the callback executed and the then statement and making the assertion, we can allow it to continue with the next test. So up in here, we reference to the done callback, and inside the .then, we write done. Now, just notice here that done is available for every it block and for every before each statement in Mocha. So in fact, there's no need to reference or call it, but if we do in the argument list, we have to call it somewhere in our actual it block. So why don't we try it? We'll run npm run test again in our terminal. All right, so we have a pass here. But if we delete the exclamation mark in here, we will get an error after a small pause. And it says that the assert failed and couldn't reach the done statement. So we can just get in there and fix it again, put the exclamation mark, and we see that, yep, it's working well.